So yeah, I got COVID. What's up everyone, John here with Motivation Theory Running. So if you've been following this channel over the last month or so, you will have noticed I have kind of generally talked about this a little bit more explicitly on Strava, but on the channel I haven't really gone into a ton of detail. And I'm not sure why. I never wanted to make one of those videos where I talked about COVID. Haven't needed to because I never got it. But at the end of last year, on New Year's, when my wife got it and it kind of made its way through the family, and then we had the ridiculous snowstorm that knocked out power for 50-something hours, and I was left to take care of the family. I did not have it, but I was still working hard to keep the family warm and fed and dealing with the stresses of that. The beginning of 2022 wasn't fun. It was not fun at all. And eventually, after got everybody through it, I ended up getting COVID myself because the 2-year-old got it. And when I was having to isolate with her, it was inevitable. I will talk a little bit about my symptoms with regard to how I felt and whether or not it affected my running at all. I won't go into detail about the family and everything. Everyone's completely fine. Nobody had serious symptoms, mostly like having a really bad head cold and some fever. Some of them had coughs, some of them did not. I did not have a cough. Luckily, it never got into my chest. Slight fever, highest it got for a couple days was about 100 and a little over 100. Lost my smell, lost my taste. Still don't have that. But mostly for about 2 to 3 days, I felt like I just had probably the worst head cold I've ever had in my life. Some headaches in the front of my head. But other than that, it was never really bad. I did purposely take off and have a light week last week from running because I felt my body just needed to rest more. So the first couple weeks of training in the year were kind of not where I wanted them to be, but all things being considered, I was lucky I got to run at all. So if I go ahead and take a look at my running log here, the first couple weeks. So the first week of January, I got in roughly about 20 miles. Into the end of 2021, fantastic. Great mileage, great volume, great quality workout. So I don't think I lost anything there. First week, 20 miles. Second week, 16 and a half. Last week I had almost 40. And so far this week I have one run in, and it's, Tuesday. So it's the first day of actual running this week. So I know that a lot of people have wanted to hear about how it affects running. So runners are going to wonder how it affects them. Getting the Omicron and not having bad symptoms, it never got into my chest. So other than having kind of some sinus pressure and some temperature that I took off, when I was having a temperature, I didn't run at all. It didn't really have any effect on me in my running at all. So I did some test runs last week. I was going through, I did a 3 mile at the beginning of the week. Then I did 2 7-milers back to back, just kind of testing things a little bit. 5-miler towards the end of the week. And then I did a long run Sunday of 16 miles and didn't really have any effect on my running. Now, the rest of the time, I do have a little more fatigue. I don't know, I can only attribute it to that, but, there's also a lot of other factors of just long sleepless nights because of the stress and all the stuff that was going on during the first 3 weeks of this month. But I haven't really felt that it's affected my running at all, and I'm completely fine now. I'm through the other side. That's why I feel like I should talk about it a little bit, because I've kind of hinted to it here and there, and it just never brought it up. So far in 2022, I got 90 miles in this week so far. It's the 25th. I just want to make sure I break 100. Last year I was at 200 miles at the end of the month. I got the IC8 race, the ultramarathon, February 5th. I'm not concerned about that. I was a little bit concerned about some of the kind of after effects and how I may be affected. And I don't know because I haven't really run anything over 16 miles so far since having it. But there's nothing that leads me to believe that I have any kind of lasting effects of having COVID. Again, I had what I would consider minor symptoms, and had it been any other time in history, I wouldn't have even thought anything about it. It would have just been a cold and moved on with my life. Would not even thought twice about it. I still don't have smell and taste, and that happened after about 4 or 5 days. I lost it. It was kind of this weird epiphany, like, wait a minute, I can't smell anything or taste anything. Shockingly, I'm not too concerned about that. Out of all the things that could have possibly happened, if that's kind of the worst of it, then I'll take it. But maybe to help me deal with eating some of the stuff at the aid stations, if that's an issue. But that's never usually an issue, but palate fatigue is a thing. So I've told you all that I have the IC8 in February. I have the 24-hour adventure trail run in April. I'm kind of leaving the calendar open from them because I have the 100-miler in September. So I'm just going to be really training hard for that over the summer. And then I'll probably run the 100-miler. I won't be able to run the 12-mile ATR or the 12-hour ATR this year, so I'm probably just going to volunteer for that because I think that's about a week or two before the 100-miler, and I think it's actually a week before. So I'll probably volunteer for that just so I can still participate. So everything is fine. I'm feeling fine. I've done plenty of runs. I've turned the speed up here and there, and I don't feel that I have any kind of residual effects from having COVID, and which is fantastic. I'm very fortunate and very blessed that I do not. And I'm looking forward to hitting the ground running after the IC8 training, really ramping up, doing some threshold runs and increasing the volume of mileage before the 24-hour race, and then kind of taking off for probably a couple weeks, lowering things down a little bit, and then I'll probably go into the 100-miler training right after the 24-hour, within a week or two, heal up and move on, train hard over the summer. And I'm looking forward to sharing all of that 100-miler training with you. It's going to be fun. I'm super, super excited. Absolutely beside myself excited for that. And I'm glad I get to bring you all along. Week 3 in the books, 90 miles so far for January. A little behind where I want to be, but you know what? We got to deal with life as it comes. We can't sit around and complain about the way things should be. We can only kind of accept the way things are. That's what you got to do. Stay positive. Move on. All right. That's all I got. Remember, run, rest, repeat. Go ahead and click right here. I will see you in the next video.